Moment. Jetzt geht los.
Hello people, welcome to my video about the autonomous house. That means I want to show you the different devices we're using to have a certain autonomy using the presence of the sky. Yeah, what is free for everybody. The first what we have for making clean water is a reverse osmosis plant, like you see here. It's 5 different filters, a pre-filter, the membrane, a post filter after the membrane, and also a remineralizator to bring back minerals to the water for improving the quality of the water. This must be changed every year, the filters. It's about $30, the new set of filters. Membranes are a bit more expensive. But this is a device where you can use very let's say, dirty water to make potable water, to produce potable water. And the quality of the water is not so good. There is here, it's called an activator, water activator, which improves also the quality of the water by bringing it in rotation. And this also is changing the structure of the water to have a better quality of the water. Next to it, you see the gas container for making food. Well, we're using that, so we are independent from the public gas supply. At least for a certain time. We have 2 of these containers, so we can have some independence, autonomy by this way for cooking of the food. Okay, here you see the water in our container, we have seen already. And yeah, this is our how to make the food by gas. But it's not the only way, there's another way I want to show you. We have to go outside for that. Okay. Come in. Yeah, come in. Here is a solar cooker. The solar cooker is also a construction you can do by yourself for making food. Yeah, if you have sunshine, you can put your food inside. It's glass. It's a mirror, and there can be several mirrors, and it's another way for producing food without electricity, without gas, just with the sun. It takes about the double of the time, but you don't need to care about it. You just keep it in position, and you can make, let's say, the rice, noodles, and so on. The maximum temperature is 150 degrees, no more. Also, that's the highest temperature, so making a cake or something like that might be a little bit difficult. I use this as well for pasteurized water. This is a heat exchanger from copper. Put it inside, and with this device I produce pasteurized water. That means clean water. The children can drink it. In this is a double use of this solar cooker. Here you open it to put the food inside. So it's interesting, but the popularity is not so high. Yeah, the acceptance, because you need sun and so on. Yeah. Okay, what else we do have in here? That's a pellets. Yeah, we have a pellet heating system, which also gives us a little bit autonomy for the house, to heat it with the house. If it's not possible, then we have you can make open fire sitting around. Here we have the chuckles. Okay, for a certain time, live in there. By the way, this is the room to prepare the earth. To make plantations, you need a good earth, and that's a good earth in here. It's humus, and I mix it with more, let's say, simple earth in a specific ratio to have a good, let's say, basic for the plants. But it's not only that. There's also biodünger. That means some ingredients which increase the quality of the soil, but it's not really necessary, because if you put some other things, for example, some of this wood, this is shredded wood, yeah, and there is hornmeal, that means from the cows, the horn is made to powder. Also, this can go to the earth to improve the quality of the earth in a specific ratio. And another one is called Urgesteinsmehl, it means this is volcano ash, yeah, from stones. Urgesteinsmehl. Also some ingredients for improving the quality of the earth to get good result, good yield of your plantations, of your vegetables. This is number one. This is the best. It's Terra Preta. The best quality, let's say, humus for vegetable, for everything. You can make it by yourself. It's possible to produce it by yourself. You can buy it, but this is really the best quality of humus you can have. You give a specific quantity to the normal, mix it with the normal earth soil to have a long time a good fertilizer. Yeah, you don't need an artificial fertilizer with this humus. With this Terra Preta, it's a good option. They have a good output of the humus, output of the plant. This is the beginning. It's a brick. It's looking like a brick. It's called cocos plant earth. You put it in water and then it goes. It's 20 liter or something like that. It gets very much. And this is to start the seed. You put the seed inside this one, and then in the beginning you're using this simple, let's say, humus without anything inside for the beginning of the growing. Yeah, this kind of. Yeah. Okay, electricity is also. If you have no electricity anymore, what you can do? You have a generator in here. You know, you can produce electricity by gasoline. Here, the gasoline tank, to be independent. But if it's not enough, you need solar or something else to have the electricity. We do have it, so you can have a combination from the motor, from the engine, and also from solar. I show you later on. Yeah. Okay, this is a pump, a submersible pump. You can put it in the water. It's not inside, but later we see it for pumping the rainwater to a higher container, which is sometimes necessary. I'm using this. I'm very satisfied. You see, 9 meter. You can have up to 900 liter per hour. So the performance is quite good of this pump. For the pump the rainwater from one container to the other one. Sometimes you go high, then you need this pump. And what is this? This is a toilet, yeah. A camping toilet, and keep in mind that the urine of human is also, you can also use for the soil. If you mix it with water in a specific ratio, then it's a good fertilizer. Yeah, we have to come to a circulate system, to a sustainable system, and it means all what we're taking out from the nature, we should put it back. And this, I'm doing that since a long time, and yes, and it's good. It's a good fertilizer. This is something very interesting. It's called effective microorganism. It's also for the soil to put something of this effective microorganism in the humus to improve the quality. Yeah, this is very interesting. You can find more in the internet. Effective microorganism. It's like food for the animals which are inside. It increases the soil. The roots. The number of roots. And it helps for the development of the plants. And this is almost the best. It's called Vamena special compost. This is really the best one. And you don't need. You can put only a little bit of this Vamena, and also it really improves the quantity of the humus a lot. This Vamena. Number one, not so cheap, but very useful for. They have a good quality. What you see here, this is a container. Yeah, we are using this one to put our vegetables. The animals, they have a little bit problems to come inside. We have some problem with some animals. You can put the soil you want. You can mix it in here. You can put it everywhere, like we see here outside. This is a garage, and on the roof of the garage, it's not so easy to make plantations unless you're using these containers. They are not so expensive, but you can put a lot of these containers in here. So also you can use this space for making vegetable and living independent. If you look here, this blue container is rainwater collecting of the roof with this pipe, and in here is the outlet. Yeah, the outlet of this. And here you can use it for irrigate. So rainwater is good for irrigation. And yes, it costs no money. It's a good quality, and we are doing that to irrigate our plants. What do you see outside here, a little bit further on? That's our solar plant with batteries for making electricity, producing electricity. That's 1,000 watts, 1 kilowatt. It's enough for our family, for our house, and although using this space which is unused. Down here, if you look down here, that's a cistern. Yes, you see the pipe is going to the cistern, and that means the water which is too much, excess water of the rain, is going directly to this collecting cistern, and we have a pump inside to distribute it to the house and to the garden, to use all the rainwater which we can collect in a good way for our garden. Okay. If you come up a little bit, you can see here on this. After that, you see a solar dryer. A solar dryer. This device is used for drying food. Yeah. Fruits, vegetables, herbs, meat, fish, everything. You don't see it so well, but inside you have a, let's say, a frame where you put the product inside, and then you have a grid. A part of it is black, then the air is going inside here. There's a fan inside taking the air inside. This area is for heating up, and 50% of the other side is for the product. The product, like say cherry or whatever it is, which is dried from both sides on the end of this solar dryer. You can make it by yourself. It's not so complicated. It's not in use at the moment, but it's a very nice device. I can support you to build it up by yourself with local material. So up to $150. You can build it in 3 days. So this is really for income generation. You can generate income with this solar dryer. This one is, let's say, a high, also for vegetable. You can produce the vegetables here inside, also in the room. It's indoor and outdoor. And also you can have a second floor down here. You can make it in 2 layers with using your, I don't know, tomato or whatever you want. For tomato, you know, it should be rain protected.
Salads.
Yeah. And yes, so it's a simple construction, but very useful for indoor and for outdoor, for having a ground for intense production. Okay. Now we are going a little bit further on. In here you see a bigger one. You have different layers. You start with this one, with this shredded, let's say, trees or whatever it is. The first layer, then you put some humus, which is not ready. Then you put a more ready humus. At the end, you put a very good compost. You start with the compost, and then at the end, you put a good humus. Also, there is some heat is generated by this digesting process. So in here, it's easy to work. Also the animals cannot go in, and you can have a good output from this kind of design to make your vegetables or whatever you want. It can also be flowers could be produced in here. So it's not ready. It should be prepared in the next time, but it's a very good system for producing vegetables. Okay, here we go. This is a small glass house. Yeah. It's a glass house, yeah, really, it works like a glass house. this. You can put it on your head, yeah. And you see in here, the water remains in the system. The plant which is in here is protected. When you put in water, it's only going to the plant. It's not going around, just in the plant. It's also heat protected, so the plant can grow very well in this very simple construction. Just a plastic. You put something over that the animals cannot go in. So this is really simple and a good idea to protect the plant, to ensure a good growing of whatever it is inside. Yeah. There's another thing when you do irrigation, or when you put water to the, it's good to go to the roots and not here on top. When you put it here, then also the things you don't want are also irrigated, but what you don't want. You want to only this plant, and this way you can put a plastic bottle that you cut the bottom, and here you can go directly in the area of this plant. So the water is going to the correct area inside the soil and not on the surface. On the surface you lose water, but this way you don't lose. Yeah, for sure it's plastic. It would be better if it's glass. There's a way to make it with glass, but it's a way to ensure that the water is going exactly where it should be and not all around here. And also this plant, they have the water and they are growing. So in this way you have a win-win for the plant, a win, and also you don't need to remove all these plants you don't want. Okay, now I want to show you my little paradise. I feel very well inside. You see the windows are half open. They are controlled by the temperature. Yeah, this is automatic without electricity. So if it gets warm, they open. In the evening, they close again. Yeah. Inside you can see the construction. Also from outside you can see it. It's a very simple system, but it works very nice. Okay. Welcome. Come in. Yeah. We have two layers for the plants. The upper layer, which is, it's warm now. I feel warm. With vegetables in here. And the vegetables in here which are not going too high. On the opposite side there is the plants which are growing high, like tomato or I don't know, paprika. At the end it's full with soil. It's just 50% inside, but now all is filled. And then you can have, from a small space, you can have a lot of output of the harvest. You can harvest a lot of plants in just a small space of this house. This is a lower layer. The other layer, you have 3 more. And this is a chilling area. You can relax here. You can make meditation. You listen to the the water sounds well. By the way, what I try a little bit to make aquaponic. Aquaponic means a combination from fish and water with vegetable. That means the water from here will be pumped in the plants and reverse go back to this pond. They have a circulation system, and that's the, let's say, the shit of the fish is a fertilizer for the plants as well. Yeah. So the, let's say, this water in here, it stabilizes the temperature here in this system. On this other side, it produces a good fertilizer for the plants, but you have to be sure that it's not getting too warm here inside. When it's too warm, then the fish don't like it. And for this one, I have this, let's say, the water is going in the circulation system. On the other side, if it's going too warm, I pump the water outside in a copper, I show you later on, in the soil to cool it down. Slowly I put some water outside and bring back, and then the temperature from this water is going down. And the other one, it's too cold, it's also not good for the plants. So here there is a natural heater. Maybe you can see it with candles. These candles, yeah. There are different candles, you light them. And this is also for to ensure that the temperature is going all around. And this is a simple system to keep a certain minimum temperature, that it's not going too high. If it's not enough, Then we have electricity one. For sure, it takes electricity, which costs money. But if it's getting too cold, if it's critical, I can switch on automatic this heater to ensure that the temperature doesn't drop too much. Okay. Yes. What else? Oh yeah. Okay. Down here we don't see it now. We have LEDs on here to light up. To ensure light for the plants which are down here. If it's not enough light, I can switch on the LEDs. So this is artificial sun. Somehow I can try to switch it on. Wait a second. It's remote controlled, but then you remove this one, and this one, and this one, and you can see it on now. The lights. And this is also a way nowadays to work in different layers to also that the plant is growing a more long time. This is also 2 LED construction. See all the LEDs. They don't need a lot of electricity. Also here, you put above the plant, and then they are growing also in the evening or a longer time. Yeah, this offers us new possibilities to, let's say, to go in the altitude. Yeah, to produce vegetable also in the evening, or to ensure more light, because light is important. Light. Okay, now a little bit more about the water. Here I have a roof, and here I have a roof. And this one are the collecting of the water from the roof in this tank. Yeah, until it's full, until the tank is full. And what next? Then with the pump, there is a switch in here. And it's pumped automatic to another container. The first one you have a filter. At the end you have a filter that not the dirt is going out. This is a filter, and normally there is also a balloon, yeah, to keep it always on top. So normally it's like this on the surface of the water, but it's always taking the water from the upper side, which is the most clean water. Yeah. And this is a. Are you here? The pump is going on. This is a switch when it's. Oh, it's empty again. Oh, that's interesting. Somewhere the water is going out. Yeah. When the water is up too high, it switches on, and then the water is pumped to another tank, to ensure that always it can be collected from this rainwater container. Where is the water going? It's going to other tanks which are in here. Okay. These are irrigation tanks. These are only for the upper layer. This one is for by gravitation. It's coming out here, and then I can irrigate the upper layer inside in here, and this one is the water for the lower layer. Just by gravitation, it's irrigated the water which are in the glass-house. Yeah. So we need somehow the pressure of the normal pipe is too high for irrigation. Yeah. So we need a less pressure, and that you can ensure that by having another irrigation tanks for to put the water. This is a copper pipe, and this will be going here in the soil. This is the heat exchanger for cooling down of the water inside by the soil. The soil is in, let's say, 30 centimeter or 50 centimeter. It's always cold. So when the water is going, which is hot, it's changing the temperature. It's going down, and then you ensure that the water inside is not too high, because the animals are sensible. Animals are sensible for that. Okay. There's a little bit more, not so much, but a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, come here. These are all the equipment for the, let's say, irrigation. Yeah, for example, here you have a valve, electrical valve. You can, by time controlled, you can switch it on and off by 12 volt to have specific areas irrigated in the morning. The best for irrigation is in the morning. Yeah. I think the rest you know for distributing of the water somehow. So we have a lot of devices to. This is the old one, the old style. You know, this by iron, and with this one. But the new one, this is plastic. It's much better and much more easy to make this distribution of the water in the garden. This is also very useful. In German we call it cable binder. Yeah, for example, if you put here the pipe, then you put a cable binder to ensure that the pipe is not going out. That's very important. Otherwise, it might be that the pipe is going out. Okay, what is next? Is a beer bottle. What for? I showed you that it's the best is to have this water directly at the root. And for this one, you can also take a plastic bottle. You cut this one, and then you put it in the soil. You put it in the soil, and then you know the water is going to the roots directly. But you don't want plastic in the soil. Better is glass. And I show you briefly, but in internet you find more information how to do it. You take a cordle, yeah, this one. You put it here where you want to have this removed. You want to remove this one, that you can put it like this in the soil. So you make, let's say, four times, 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 times, depending from the size. You put it here, and then you put it together. Okay, the next one is you put, that's gasoline, only on the pipe. How you can do it? Maybe with this one. Yeah, you put gasoline inside, and then you make only this one full of this gasoline. Oh, now it gets dangerous. Okay, when it gets dangerous, you need protection. So you need some glasses as protection. Yeah, put on your glasses, and also handkerchiefs. Yeah. So this is important to be protected. Put this one on, and then you put the line around here. But you can also take bioethanol. Bioethanol is less dangerous, so it's better to take this bioethanol, to put it here on the pipe, and then next you light it. There's somewhere, there's some matches in here, I don't know where it is. You light it until it stops, yeah, and then you put it in the water. You put it here in the water, and then makes click, makes blop 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 from the bottle here inside, and then you hear click. And then if you put it out, or you put it a little bit like that, this is going away. And it's very nice. It's very nice. And you can have, at the end you have some here to make it sharp, to unsharp it, yeah, to make it that you don't hurt your fingers on this bottle. So this you can use as a lamp. Yeah, looks nice. Yeah, a bulb inside, but also to put the water in the soil. Let's need it. So here many bottles. So we can use old bottles to make this nice system from the bottles. Okay. By the way, also you can put this in the ground. This is a little bit longer. Yeah. For example, here you want to irrigate this one, and you can put here this in the ground in a hammer. And then you can have 1 meter to bring the water really down there, below the root. The best is below the root, because the root should go down and not up. If you're always irrigating here on top, then the roots are going up. They shouldn't do that. They should go down. And this way, for example, the first what you're doing, you're not using this one, you are using to make the hole more like this. Iron bar. Take the iron bar, you hammer it here, down here, and then maybe a bigger one in here, and then at the end you put this pipe inside to ensure the water is going down. You can cut it to the size what you need. So this is a good way to save water. You can maybe save up to 90% of the water. You call it subsurface drip irrigation. Subsurface drip irrigation, that you really go in the soil to bring the water. Okay, this is all this one are the distribution pipes like you see in here. This is now for the irrigation. You have a main pipe, a big one, and then you have a small one, which is going out from the big one to the small one, and this is the end. And here the water is coming out like this or like this, so you have different valves at the end to have different characteristic for irrigation what you need. This one has a different, this one is going, put it away, like this out, and this is going around. So there are different constructions to go to each plant to ensure the proper irrigation. Good. Yeah. That's for now. I want to say, yeah, thank you. Maybe you come with me a little bit more about the water. We have to go in the house to show you how, yeah, how to produce water with good information. Yeah. For that we need to go down. This is also another rainwater collecting tank. Although with this, you see the different with a level sensor. And when it's full, it's pumping to the other side of the house. Yeah. Okay. Lucky tonight there was a lot of rain, so all the tanks are full. That's nice. So we are going to the cellar now. Pay attention. Okay. This is a machine house now. By the way, this is a solar thermal. We have a solar thermal system. We have hot water, which is stored in here. This is a controlling unit for it. So this is something else. And this in here, if you come here, this is a solar electric system. These are the batteries. These are the inverter extenders to the extender to convert the battery voltage of 12 volts to 220 volts. And then here is a switch over. When the batteries are full, when they are well charged, it's switching over to independence, autonomy. Yeah. And then the supply, the electrical supply of the house is completely by the batteries. So we are completely independent. This is a controlling unit. It's also used for the irrigation. You can do a lot of this with its metamorphosis. Yeah. And this is gives us autonomy by electricity. This system here. One more, and then you are free. And it's finished. This is a very interesting device. What you see here? It's called the Grande system. This unit, which is in the pipe, the water is going here on this route and up here. This is a complete supply of the house, and there's another chamber here inside and also outside with different water, which is called, let's say, Grande water, a water with a good quality or a good information. And the water in here is really significant different than the water from which is coming here. So it changes the taste, and although you feel it on the skin, the behavior of the water just by bypassing it. Yeah, I don't know really how it works, but I think the good information of this Grande water is transferred to the water which is going to in the house here and change the characteristics. And also you can measure it. There is something different, not a lot, but something is different. But the taste is really much better by bypassing this unit. It's very interesting because it means also that the water has information. There's information is stored in the water, and here it changes the information of the water which is supplied in the house. This is a small unit is against calc. No, in the water we have a lot of calc in the water. I don't know the English name, and this is by electricity, but it's also changing the molecules of the calc to ensure that the pipes don't spoil too fast. By the way, this is a controlling unit for the cistern, for the pump of the cistern. It's a pressure switch. It's just a pressure switch. When the pressure is down, the pump is switched on. And that's all to ensure always a specific pressure for the rainwater. This is from the cistern for controlling the pump. Okay, we somehow reached the end of this presentation. I hope you have some good information, some ideas. Contact me if you want to have more information. Lucky that you stayed to look this video. Have a good time. Good luck also for your project. Until the next time, the next video.